Hi everyone, I hope that you're all okay. So I posted a kind of picture on Instagram and Facebook last week just asking if you guys had any questions that you'd want to ask me, and I said that I'd reply in a video. So here you go. I don't want to hang about. I'm going to get stuck in straight to the questions and get answering them. I'll answer the ones that were asked on Instagram first. The first one is from Matilda201. How am I finding planning my wedding? I really need to do a wedding update because I've had a few little things that aren't really working out. But so far, so good. I think I'm doing everything in the right timeline. I'm not the most organised person in the world. I mean, I can organise my house and my kids and stuff, but when it comes to event planning, it's not really my thing. I'd much prefer it if I was completely loaded and I could have somebody else to organise it all for me. But with the planning, we've got quite a lot done. We've still got some really important bits to get done. I'll tell you about that in another video, but we've basically got the rings, got Lee's suit, and I think I told you that in another video. I just need to get the boys, I need to get bridesmaids dresses, and I need someone to decorate the venue. I still haven't sorted that out yet. To be honest, I've just not had much time to pop in anywhere and get anything sorted. I've got some specific goals that I want to have done by the start of March. I've got like photographers and stuff sorted out. I've got my dress. Yeah, I'll let you know in another update. Katie asked, hiya, when did your baby start to sleep through the night without waking for feeds? My nearly 5-month-old daughter still wakes for a night feed. Would you say this is normal from your experience? To be honest, I mean, Bobby was fed, he was formula fed. Frankie, Poppy and Georgie were breastfed. Holly and Emily were formula fed. Holly and Emily never used to wake up in the night. They were really, really good sleepers. They still are now. Whereas Bobby, I breastfed him for about 8 weeks, and then I really struggled with it, and I thought that when I'd put him on to formula, I thought that he would start sleeping through the night, and he didn't at all. And I kind of kick myself a little bit now. I think, oh, it really didn't make a difference. So, but with Frankie, Poppy and Georgie, they have never all slept through the night. It wasn't till Georgie was 2 that he started sleeping through the night, and I just kind of lived with it. It's just what my children do, and when you get to number 6, you just kind of think, oh, this is just the norm. I wouldn't be too concerned about it really. I think they do get to a certain age where they do start sleeping through and settle themselves so much better. Kirsty Marie 91 asked, where do I buy my kids' clothes from? Would you have any more kids if you could? And when will Poppy start nursery or playgroup? I buy my kids' clothes mostly from Next. Holly and Emily tend to just go off and buy their own clothes from wherever. They really like Primark at the minute and Nike stuff. The mega expensive Nike stuff. So they kind of get their own stuff. We give them money, they go buy it. But I do tend to get Poppy and the boys a lot of stuff from Next. I get the occasional bits from Asda as well, and maybe Tesco. When will Poppy start nursery or playgroup? When she gets the free, I think it's 15.5 hours a week, that is when she will start. I think that will be maybe next September or after Christmas. I'm thinking, yeah, after Christmas probably. To be honest, I'm not really that enthusiastic about going to playgroup or starting preschool, because it's just like, she's my last, and I'm gonna miss her. She's lovely. She's hard work at times, but she's lovely to have around, aren't you? Hey? Mama Fulzo asked me, did you always want a big family? How do you keep such a clean and tidy house? It's always immaculate and you always look lovely. I don't know, to be honest with you. When I was a teenager, like in my late teens, I kind of always said, oh, well, I'll start having children when I'm in my 30s. Obviously, it didn't work out like that because I had Holly and Emily. I never for 1 minute thought that by the time I was 31, I would have 6 kids. sometimes I sit back and think, yeah, I've got 6 kids. God, yeah, I've got 6 kids. And I'm a little bit like, whoa. But I love them all, they're all great. So, and how do I keep a clean and tidy house? I just have a set routine in the morning to get things done that I need to get done. I don't always do the bedrooms, I do them like every couple of days. I still need to do an upstairs cleaning routine video, so I'll make a note of that. But I'm not bothered if there's toys all over, but as long as the house is like clean and there's no like germs and stuff all over. So I kind of prioritise with the areas that need it most. And yeah, just get into a routine with it all really. Family of 6 asked me, what time do you put the kids to bed and what's Lee's job? Lee is like a machine operative for a company called Dunlop Oil and Marine. He basically makes the rubber hoses that go around the world to transfer the oil and stuff. It's quite, I don't know, he finds it quite hard sometimes with the night shifts and stuff, as it really tends to like mess with his body clock. And it can be quite testing. The longer he's been doing the job, the easier it's got. But what time do I put the kids to bed? I try and have the boys to bed at like 7. They all go to bed at the same time. We put the boys to bed and then I bring Poppy in here and she has her titoo and goes to sleep. Holly and Emily, I generally say like on a school night, 9 o'clock, and they can go and read or watch something. Domestic Diva 85 asked me, how do you keep the little ones busy so you can clean bathrooms and mop and also stress? How do you deal with days that are just really overwhelming? The kids just like kind of play with the toys or keep themselves busy or generally come and follow me about while I'm trying to get jobs done. I really don't mind that. They like to join in as well at times, and it does help. Like, they're not getting into mischief. Sometimes they'll go and trash one room while I'm tidying up the other rooms. I don't mind that. I just kind of do one room at a time. As long as they're happy while I'm getting my jobs done, that's all I'm bothered about. Sometimes they have days where they're screaming at each other, and I just kind of try and like diffuse any arguments and distract them. And yeah, so when we've had a particularly bad day, which isn't very often, mostly when we have teenage dramas and stuff going on, I just kind of think to myself, tomorrow's a new day, and look at it that way, because tomorrow is always a new day, and what's bad today could be amazing tomorrow. So Lauren and Poppy asked me, I'm about to become a mummy for the 2nd time and I really want to breastfeed. With my first I started to breastfeed, but after a week I gave up and swapped to formula because I was finding it really hard and exhausting. Is there any advice to get me past the first week of breastfeeding? The first couple of weeks of breastfeeding is probably the hardest, because if it's not the first time that you've done it, it's hard to know what to expect. Newborns go through so many different phases. They have so many growth spurts. In the first 2 weeks, it's just like one constant growth spurt. You just need to remind yourself that if your baby is feeding a lot, then your baby's doing that basically because they're trying to build up your milk supply so that you're meeting their needs. I would just say put your feet up, feed, feed, feed. If your baby wants feeding and if it's not in a set routine, don't stress about it. Breastfed babies don't usually have a routine straight away. Sorry, Poppy's stripping me. They just want feeding on demand, which is what you've got to do to keep your milk supply up to be able to meet their demands. So just relax and take every day as it comes. Feed, 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 drink lots of water, eat lots of nice foods, and just feed and enjoy those moments. There are loads of growth spurts that happen over the first 4 months and then things start to settle down a little bit. But I always found that once I'd got to the end of one, I kind of think, oh, I can't take any more of this. Things would settle down straight away. Leanne and Rachel H, do your boys go to sleep while sharing a bedroom? I have a 2-year-old boy and a nearly 1-year-old boy that are going to be sharing a room at some point, but the baby is still in with us and wakes up at night still. Frankie, Bobby and Georgie share a bedroom. Poppy is still in a room with me at the moment. At some point soon she's going to be going into Emily's bedroom and sharing with her, but I don't think it'll be any time soon, to be honest with you. She still does wake in the night occasionally, not for very long, usually when she needs a wee, and she goes back to sleep again. Sometimes I need to give her a bit of boob to get her back off, but it's on a rare occasion. If she needs a wee, that's why she wakes. But Frankie, Bobby and Georgie, they go to bed really well actually. I don't really have any problems with them. They don't mess about. I'm not sure what that's about, but they just go to sleep. They're really, really good. Yeah. Cook for my kids 50 asked me, I'm fairly new to your channel. I'd love to know how long you and Lee have been together. Are all the children both yours and his? How old are both of you? Yeah. Lee and I have been together 10 years this year. Wow, 10 years. And I'm 33 years old. It kills me to say that. And Lee's 28. So yeah, I've got a toy boy. Obviously, when I met Lee, Holly and Emily were 3 years old. So he like took them on as his own. You know, he's been so lovely with them, and I feel really lucky to have met somebody, because I guess, you know, he was 19 when I met him, and he just took to it brilliantly. And yeah, so obviously Holly and Emily, their dad lives in Reading. I met him when I was at uni, and Lee and I have Frankie, Bobby, Georgie and Poppy together. Gemma 45940 has asked me, what are your kids' middle names and how did you come up with your kids' names? Okay. I know in the past, like when I had Poppy and announced what her name was going to be and everyone else's, I read some stuff online about me that were basically taking the mick out of my children's names. I didn't intend for them all to have the same ending of the names. I mean, they're not all spelt the same, but they do sound the same. Holly, Emily, Frankie, Bobby, Georgie and Poppy. I don't know, I just really like the names. It wasn't intentional. I didn't think, oh, they're all going to end in the same ending. It's just happened. Middle names, Holly's is Claire, Emily's is Louise, so Holly Claire and Emily Louise. Frankie is Frankie Lee, Poppy is Poppy Lee, and Bobby is Bobby Jack. Yeah, so they've got like really random middle names, but no, I didn't intend on them all ending the same. I just really like them. Holly and Emily, I think their dad wanted to call them Lamborghini and Porsche or something, and I just thought no, and I really liked the name Holly and Emily. Frankie was called after my granddad that died shortly before I found out I was pregnant with him. Georgie, I had the idea of his name in my head for a while, and it wasn't until he was born and we saw him that we decided to call him that. My friend at the time put that idea in my head. Bobby was a when he was born decision as well. He looked like a Bobby, so we called him Bobby. And Poppy, I always said to Lee from even before when I was like pregnant with Frankie, before I found out he was a boy, I said that basically if I found out that Frankie was a girl, I would call him Poppy. And then obviously we had 3 boys, so when we found out Poppy was a girl, she was inevitably going to be called Poppy. I just love the name. And then onto Facebook, on my Umbumgo page on Facebook, there was a few questions asked on there as well, so I'll answer a few of those now too. Lisa asked me, do you think you'll have any more children, and if Lee will go through a reversal? Sometimes we do speak about him getting a reversal and we're like, yeah, let's do it. Then other times we're a bit like, no, maybe not. I think we're both kind of regretting him having a reversal so soon after we had Poppy. It's just, but it's been done now, and I'm not sure what the future's going to hold. I will never say no to him if he does decide to get a reversal. It's just one of them things that we'll find out over time, and obviously we've got the wedding to sort out first and get married, and then we'll see what we're going to do after that. What tips can you give new YouTubers starting out? What tips can I give? You know, it can be quite difficult when you first start out on YouTube, because you feel that no one's watching your videos, and you feel that you're not talking to many YouTubers, and people aren't generally watching or paying an interest in your videos. I would say don't give up, because it takes a while for you to get on that little ladder, but once you get on it, things start moving for you. You need to use good tags in your videos as well, things that are relevant to your video, then maybe extra things as well, so that when people search on YouTube they will pop up. Try and maybe do some tag videos and tag like more popular YouTubers, because then obviously they will mention you when they do a video, and people then will go and check out your video. Also, when you first start vlogging, the sound of your own voice is just, it will go through you, but don't let that put you off at all. Sometimes you just need to forget how you sound and just do it anyway. It's quite, I can remember when I used to make my videos years ago on the webcam, and I used to watch it back and think, oh my god, you know, I can't even watch it back. Lee used to try and watch a video back and I'd be cringing at him watching it back. I'd be like, just turn it off please. But don't give up with your videos, keep on with them. Set up an extra page, tag people on Twitter so that they watch them, ask them for retweets, ask them to like and share. You've really got to try and put yourself out there. Just so that you can connect with other mums that watch and other vloggers that will watch as well. And there are some lovely little communities for YouTube vloggers, for like mummy YouTube vloggers. So just set your stall out and go for it. Yeah, I think that I've answered loads of your questions there. I'm going to call it a day because so far I've recorded about 25 minutes worth of footage and I need to edit it. I'm sorry that I've had to breastfeed Poppy. She's gone to sleep now. But yeah, thank you for your questions, and yeah, I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.